Hello, everyone. How are you? If you are new, joining us for the first time, either live or via replay, welcome. And if this is a time when you have returned, you've been here before, also welcome. I'm glad to have you here. I am Dr. Toni. I am your advisor in all things success and satisfaction, because when we live a life that is more fulfilling, that feels more free, we are able to contribute more, to connect more. Everything in life feels more meaningful, and therefore life is more meaningful, right? And so I want that for you, for me, for all of us. And that is why I created this 6-series video of Ask Away Q&A, where you are able to submit your questions free and anonymously for me to review and then respond to. And I share it here so that not only those who submit questions are able to benefit, but because others are asking these questions too in some variation, and I want all of you to be able to benefit. And so I hope that if you have other questions that come up as you listen to this video, you go ahead and you click the link below and you submit your questions, because if momentum continues to build around this Ask Away Q&A, I will create another series so I can continue to support and serve in this way, because I love it. It lights me up. It's something that's exciting to me, and I know it's helpful to many. So let's go ahead and dive in. This week, our question is around looking successful but not really feeling satisfied, and I see this theme often. It's really what I focus on, so it makes sense that I see this theme often. But it's something that a lot of givers, of doers, of therapists, coaches, of influencers, of folks that really take on leadership roles in their lives, either personally or professionally, tend to struggle with navigating at some point in time in their life. And so here is the question. It says, by most people's standards, my life is successful. Good job, married, kids, a decent financial standing. But honestly, I often feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, what's the point? I don't know if this even makes any sense, but I guess I just want to feel ignited or something. You hear the puppy out scratching at my door right now? So I am very pregnant, and he just wants to be by my side all of the time. So my apologies for his scratching at the door. I offered to let him in and he didn't want to come in, but now he does. So I will let him in when we're complete here. And hopefully he'll relax out there. All is well in the pregnancy. We're safe and healthy. So here's my answer to that question. We've all heard, probably, most likely, especially if you're in like the entrepreneurial space, we've all heard about routines, right? And how there's benefit to routines. If you've been in the self-development space in any way, shape, or form, you've heard, I'm sure, of routines, and how routine is something that can be really helpful. Routine is something that kind of help get you back on track. It can help you to reset, so on and so forth. And while all of that is true, this is the flip side of routines, where this question is coming from. It's almost like there's too much routine. It's too rote. There's too much monotony. There's too much predictability. And therefore, not enough variety, not enough spice, not enough things, as this questioner asked about, to help them feel ignited within their lives, right? Which then leads to this experience of, well, I'm not feeling fulfilled. And because I'm doing things not feeling fulfilled, I'm not feeling free in my life. It gives that sense of like maybe feeling trapped. That's a sense that many folks have experienced or are experiencing. I know I myself experienced that before as well. And so here's the challenge that we're presented with. One is, we don't want to make routine bad or wrong, because it's not. There are many benefits to routines. I could share many stories with you, be it research-based or case study-based or personal experience-based, where routines have proven to be helpful if they are customized and make sense for the context of the specific individual at a specific period of time. That makes sense. Routines can be really helpful. However, routine is not a singular answer to everything. And that sounds like that's part of what you're finding here. right? So you created a kind of lifestyle for yourself. You set up a routine for yourself. Perhaps at some point you thought like the payoff of that routine was going to be the sense of freedom and fulfillment. And so you stuck with this routine. You're looking successful, but you're not feeling that kind of internal success that you were hoping to feel, that sense of ignition, that fire inside that you want to feel, right? And so we still want to have some routine. And the way that looks for you is going to be very personal, very unique, very individualized. And at the same time, we want to shake up your routine a little bit as well. Now, it sounds like there might be a question in here for you. You said, like, what's the point? That's a question you ask yourself. What's the point? That what's the point question can come across as critical, right? Like self-critical, like what's the point of what I'm doing? I'm doing the same thing day in, day out. Yeah, I'm good at it. Yeah, I'm successful because I'm making good money. I have a good job. I have this, that, and the other, right? But what's the point? Because it's not feeling good to me. It's not fueling me or lighting me up. Like what is the point? So when you ask yourself that question, when you have that dialogue with yourself, this is the place to start. Is it sounding and feeling more critical? Like, what's the point of what I'm doing? Is it sounding and feeling more negative? Like, what's the point? Like, why am I doing this? I don't even know what, kind of thing, like blah. Okay. Is it sounding and feeling more of that to the yucky side? Or is it sounding and feeling more of, what is the point? What is the point of what I'm doing? Why do I do what I do? What is it about what I do? Is it sounding and feeling more curious? One comes from a place of more criticism. One comes from a place of more care. Same question, right? Same general question or variation of similar question, but two different places that it's coming from. Okay. It's really important that you explore where that question is coming from, more of that critical lens or more of that care and curiosity lens. And then decide, is that really helping me? This kind of lens that I'm using this question for. The sense that I'm getting from what you've shared here, because you're feeling that lack of fulfillment and not really feeling that freedom in your life, is that you're probably using the critical lens in this dialogue with yourself. What is the point? Throw my hands up in the air. What is the point? Maybe throw some curse words out if that's your thing. What is the point? Why am I doing this? Maybe it's frustrating. Maybe it's agitating. Maybe it is like a sense of hopelessness. Maybe it's anger provoking, right? And so if that is the case, let's not beat you up for that, because that's just adding to the critical lens. Okay. It's not going to be helpful. But let's begin to shift that question into this different space of care and curiosity. What is the point of what I do? Is there a point? Do I feel like there's a point to what I do and why I do it in these different areas of my life? And get curious about that from a place of care. And this is going to take some practice, because if you've been in this critical lens for a while, this kind of critical dialogue for a while, you're not just going to magically turn that off. That's not how the brain works. It's going to take some time to practice this other way of asking this question. But I will tell you that if you begin to practice there, this is just the place that you begin to practice, you will begin to have a different experience in that dialogue with yourself. And that's going to lead to a different outcome. At some point, it is going to lead to a different outcome. There has to be a willingness, though, to check it out. Check it out and see, how am I asking myself this question now? And if I'm in more of that critical lens, am I willing to ask myself this question from more of like a care and curiosity place? Am I? Right? And so check in there. See how it works for you. If you want kind of more precise actions, additional steps and actions after doing that, what I would suggest to you is to go ahead and get the Reset book if you don't have it already. It literally is a guide to freedom and fulfillment, and it is intended to walk you through custom practices, approaches, applications that you can individualize, that you can personalize to yourself and your life. And in particular, I think what you will find really helpful when you get to it is chapter 8. And that's on around the core concept number 7. And it's on cultivating joy. So on cultivating joy and how to go about doing that in your life in a way that's meaningful to you. And it walks you through the practices to do that in an individualized way. So that is what I would recommend. And I would ask you to go ahead and see what your reaction is, even to me saying any of this right now. See how you're reacting to this, because there is so much action that we focus on in this action-oriented world that we all live in, that sometimes we forget to check in with our own internal state. And oftentimes that piece, that internal check-in, and really kind of being mindful of how we are talking to ourselves, oftentimes that piece is off. It is not aligned. The critical part is amped up, or the overly cautious part is amped up, right? And the care, curiosity, compassionate part is turned down for ourselves. And so we want to be able to get a gauge as to where that is at for you, within you, okay? Let me know how that goes. If this resonates with you or pulls up any other questions for you or anyone who's listening, I welcome your questions. I'll put the link below and you can go ahead, you could submit your question anonymously for our Ask Away Q&A. I'm so grateful for you to be here with me today, spend your time with me today, and to just allow yourself to engage in this conversation and to feel the inspiration that comes from it. So until next time, y'all, have a great day.